Coming up on Fulton Today, a community comes together for the sake of its youth.
I'm Priscilla Ortega. Leaders, parents, and concerned citizens talk about the rise of juvenile crimes and how to create a positive path. I'll have that story coming up.
And we're preparing for South Fulton's inaugural municipal election as the registration deadline approaches. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everyone. I'm Lynn Vaughn, in for Shania Chavis. With crimes involving teenagers on the rise, juvenile court officials say it's time to start the conversation to address that issue. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega reports many are hoping to get troubled youth back on track.
Lynn, this was a conversation long time coming following incidents of car break-ins and burglaries at gas stations, many involving juveniles. Now officials want to do something now before the problem gets worse. In the sanctuary at Impact Church in East Point came a serious conversation with parents. The issue, what to do about the rising number of juveniles ending up on the wrong side of the law.
That it takes all of us to build a bridge. It takes all of us to heal a community.
This was an event where state and local elected officials, police, pastors, community members, and parents all came together. The late juvenile court judge, Willie Levitt Jr., who had a passion for helping children, was one of the key organizers for the event.
We're here today honoring his spirit and his commitment to young people and families.
Before he passed away last month, Judge Levitt helped initiate the gathering in hopes of keeping youth out of trouble. Juvenile court employees are working to continue those efforts.
When kids come to juvenile court, we do everything we can and everything even beyond what is required of us to serve them. But what we want to do is reach them before they get to juvenile court, and we believe that all of us are a part of that solution.
Police Chief Gary Stiles specifically hopes to stop crimes at gas stations, many of which are committed by youth.
In the past 17, 18 months, we have arrested approximately 50 juveniles for those crimes, and all the way up to armed robbery, aggravated assault, attempted murder.
Parents, grandparents, and kids who attended were asked to talk with elected officials and police about their concerns and suggest programs that will get kids involved in their community.
It takes all of us to work together to create positive solutions for our children, our families, and our communities.
Now the conversation will continue as more events take place, including a parent workshop next month. That's where parents will be able to go to different breakout sessions focused on different topics, including nutrition and navigating the school system. Reporting from Juvenile Court, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Week 4 of the Georgia legislative session caught the attention of South Fulton residents. House Bills 132 and 131, sponsored by Representative Roger Bruce, appeared on the House consent calendar. Bill 132 calls for lifting a local constitutional amendment that prohibits the annexation of the Fulton Industrial District. 131 would amend the boundaries of the city of South Fulton.
If this takes place, this will have huge financial implications for the city of South Fulton. Also, what it would mean for Fulton County as a whole is we would no longer have any unincorporated boundaries within our district anymore. The entire county will be incorporated if this were to take place.
The referendum will be on the ballot during the November 7, 2017 general election. If voters approve the referendum, the new city boundaries will become effective January 1st, 2018. You'll recall that on November 8th of last year, those who live in unincorporated South Fulton voted to create their own city. They will soon elect their first mayor and city council, but before that happens, they must be registered to vote. Joining us now with important information about that is County Elections Director Richard Barron. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Barron.
Thanks for having me, Lynn.
Now, our first question, When is the municipal election and when is the deadline to register to vote for that election?
The election date for the City of South Fulton election is March 21st. February 21st, which is a Tuesday, is the voter registration deadline.
Early voting was a big success in the November 2016 election. Will there be early voting in this election? And if so, when would that begin?
Yeah, we were really happy with the success that we had in November and early voting. We had 64% of the people vote early. So we hope that people go out and vote early this time. Early voting begins February 27th and it runs through March 17th. We're gonna have 2 locations open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. That'll be the Wolf Creek Library and our South Annex. On Saturday, March 11th, the South Annex will be open 8:30 to 6 as well.
What races will voters be deciding?
The races that are going to be on the City of South Fulton ballot are the mayoral race, and then there are 7 council member districts in which there are candidates. 78 candidates qualified to run. So the voters are going to have 2 races on each of their ballots. One will be for the mayor, the other will be for the council member district where they live.
Now, because there are new district races, lots of people may not be familiar with the district in which they live. How can they get that information?
If someone needs to find out what district they're in, they can either go to the My Voter page, the Secretary of State's website, or they can go to www.fultonelections.com and check that out. Or you can call our office at 404-612-7020 and have someone look up your voter registration for you, and they'll let you know which district you're in.
Well, Richard Barron, thank you as always for joining us here on Fulton Today.
Appreciate you having me, Lynn.
Now, of course, you can get all of the information you need on the upcoming municipal election at fultonelections.com, or you can also visit the Georgia Secretary of State's website. Job seekers were looking to get busy at the world's busiest airport, keeping with the county's strategic priority that all people have economic opportunity. The Fulton County WorkSource office, in conjunction with GCA Services, hosted a job recruitment at the Adamsville Regional Health Center.
We have an on-site going on where we try and provide service for the community. We do job training and employment. Today it's employment. And so what we do, we go in the community, recruit people for employment.
My job here is to get as many employees as we possibly can. Right now, I'm looking to hire pretty much close to 30, if not 40, full-time, part-time employees at the airport.
Recruiters were seeking drivers, supervisors, service agents, and greeters to work in the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
Well, I think it's great because nowadays you only get to go online, so I think it's better to be able to go meet people in person where you can talk to them, they can see you, see your personality, and you can look at them face to face, eye to eye.
Now, to be considered, applicants need a high school diploma or GED, must undergo a motor vehicle report and criminal background check, and be 21 years or older. If you'd like more information about the Fulton WorkSource office, call 404-613-6381. And finally, longtime local news anchor and media colleague Brenda Wood has left the anchor desk. County leaders are recognizing her lengthy career. Wood left WXIA-TV 11 Alive after 20 years. Before that, she anchored evening newscasts for 9 years at WAGA-TV Fox 5 Atlanta. To honor her career and achievements, county commissioners proclaimed February 1st Brenda Wood Day.
It's such an honor to have been able to cover this city for as long as I have been able to do. I've been here almost 30 years, and then to get this kind of recognition and appreciation from Fulton County. I'm very humbled and so greatly appreciative. It's an absolute joy. So thank you.
After a breakfast reception, the proclamation was presented at the commissioners' regular meeting.
Now therefore be resolved that the Board of Commissioners honors award-winning journalist Brenda Wood and for her outstanding career in local television and her commitment to the Atlanta community, and we do hereby proclaim today, Wednesday, February 1st, 2017, as Brenda Wood Day in Fulton County, Georgia. Let's give this lady a round of applause for her good work.
I will treasure this proclamation. I'm so appreciative of it. I really, really appreciate having a day, which I will remind my family of every year, February 1st. Just remember it, mark it on your calendar. It's my day.
Now, Wood has not made public what she plans to do with all of her newfound free time. There is much more ahead on Fulton Today. Stay with us. Hello again, welcome back. Fulton signs an agreement to become a sister city to another international city. FGTV's Melissa Lewis has that and more in our district by district coverage.
We began with Chairman John Eves, who recently hosted an international delegation interested in a long-term relationship with the county. The Director General from Taipei Economic and Cultural General Office visited the Fulton County Government Building to sign a sister city agreement with the at-large commissioner. Mr. Vincent Jing-Yen Law and the chairman then expressed their excitement about the unique partnership.
I feel good about this with the three specific areas. Economic development, cultural exchange, and educational exchanges. So by being specific, that makes it more likely for success.
Taipei, the capital of Taiwan, is a modern metropolis with Japanese colonial lanes, busy shopping streets, and contemporary buildings. And finally, District 6 Commissioner Emma I. Darnell hosts her quarterly Mighty Six Town Hall meeting. The commissioner brings together county staff and constituents to address a number of issues important to the community. In addition to public safety concerns, other topics covered included code inspections, solid waste, and youth services programming.
We are confident that by listening to people, we'll be able to come up with the kinds of action together that will make our community even stronger and more vital in the future than it is today.
We've got to take control of our community, crime-wise, community-wise, and work with the police department, work with our county commissioners. This is a grassroots effort. The only way for us to make this happen is for us as grassroots leaders to get out here and get in the community, work hard with the establishment, and make it happen.
I had some concerns I wanted to discuss with her, and her meetings are always very informative, very, very interesting, and so I came out for that purpose.
Commissioner Darnell focused on the town hall topics during her recent taping of the Mighty Six monthly program, which you can see all next week right here on FGTV. With this week's District by District coverage, I'm Melissa Lewis.
When Fulton Today returns, the county was all in this February as we took part in the 18th annual Wear Red for Your Heart Day. County partners collaborate to increase HIV prevention and how to link more people who are living with the virus into care. FGTV's Felicia Church has that story.
Preparing for a healthier future. That was the theme of the Atlanta Area Outreach Initiative's annual HIV/AIDS event.
The goal of this initiative primarily is to get people who are out of care into care.
HIV providers set up information booths at the Loudermilk Center about HIV testing, medication services, and housing assistance.
It's an opportunity for people to learn, to share, to make friends, and to find out what they can do to make a difference.
Organizers say their mission is to get Fulton to 0 new HIV infections and eliminate HIV discrimination by working together.
We are stronger together, so it's important that we break down the silos that exist between private and public, between government and community-based organizations, and we come together to tackle this issue as a solid, united front.
The event brought in people from out of state, so the information could be shared across the region.
I was invited to come today to learn and experience the things to take back to share what we can do back in Alabama that we don't do.
One of the topics from the event focused on PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis, which is a highly effective 1 pill a day strategy to keep high-risk persons from contracting HIV. Participants who qualify were able to learn how to get enrolled in a PrEP clinic for free. For more information, you can call 404-613-4708. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Also this month, many of us are wearing red, and it's not just for Valentine's Day. It is to remind women to take care of their hearts. The national event encourages women and anyone who wants to support the cause to wear red to bring attention to heart disease. Health officials held a Wear Red Lunch and Learn event for staff members at the Aldridge Health Center. Participants were given tips on the many ways to lower the risk of heart disease.
Well, we took some time out to speak with employees of the health department to talk about the risk of heart disease and how they can potentially prevent it.
Just encouraging them to be more active, to reduce the stress levels, to think about their eating habits, incorporating more fruits and vegetables, more fresh food. Again, as a CPR instructor, just encouraging them, if they have not taken the CPR class, definitely to enroll in a class somewhere to know the signs so that they can help their family members as well.
Health officials recommend women regularly check their blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, and body mass index to assess the risk of heart disease and stroke. According to the American Heart Association, cardiovascular disease kills a woman in the United States every 80 seconds. But the association says 80% of cardiac events can be prevented with lifestyle changes like eating better and exercising. This will help also. Health employees are promoting the benefits of having a tobacco-free policy at apartment complexes. Members of the Partnerships to Improve Community Health, or PITCH program, held a training session on how to establish no smoking policies in multi-unit housing developments. During the meeting at the Metropolitan Branch of the library, county health partners learned about the benefits of limiting exposure to secondhand smoke.
I think many of the housing units will hopefully jump on the bandwagon because, like I said, this will benefit them in the long run cost-wise, and this will also benefit their residents also that live on the facility.
And recently we saw where a cigarette was discarded improperly, which caused a fire, which displaced about 12 units recently here in the Atlanta area. We're trying to avoid that.
Now, the goal is to get owners and managers of multi-unit housing developments to change their smoking policies. PITCH employees are also working on a similar initiative with restaurants and bars. So far, more than 40 of those businesses have converted to smoke-free environments. Now, for more information on this, you can call 404-612-3492. Coming up next on Fulton Today, a look at how the concept of healthy living is communicated through art. Welcome back. The Arts and Culture Department and the Cooperative Extension Office have teamed up to show the beauty of living healthy. The Art of Healthy Living exhibit is now on display at the Peachtree Gallery inside the 141 Government Center building. The artwork focuses on gardens, walking trails, and colorful healthy dishes. Each artist also wrote a statement describing how he or she incorporated health and art into their pieces.
I've had a garden and have been dabbling in growing plants for maybe about 15, 20 years. So that interest in herbs and plants and healing sort of evolved into these two-dimensional works.
The pieces that I selected for this exhibit are mainly vegetarian, pescatarian, and vegan dishes. And as far as it's always great to promote healthy living, healthy lifestyle.
Organizers want to introduce more citizens to the work of the Cooperative Extension Office. Agents there teach residents how to garden, choose, prepare, and eat healthy food. The Art of Healthy Living exhibit will be on display until April. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and watch us anytime on our YouTube channel. That's going to do it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Lynn Vaughn. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.